Hello there, my name is Simon from CramTheExam and welcome to another English exam question walkthrough. In this video I'm going to walk you through the exam question for the FCE First Use of English Part 5 question, which is a reading question, multiple choice. And this question you can find on the excellent website examenglish.com. If you're preparing for the FCE, CAE or many other English exams, I encourage you to go along to examenglish.com, check out the resources they have to help you get ready for your English exam. Okay, as always, before we do the question, you've got around about 15-16 minutes to do this question. You're reading through as quickly as you can, picking up as much information from the text as you can. What's it about? Who's involved? What's the context? Etc, etc, etc. Also, highlighting as you go any pieces of perhaps important information which stand out or you think are interesting, which might help you when you come to deal with the answers. And then when you read the text, go check out the questions and then see which ones you can begin to highlight straight away, which ones sound right, which ones sound wrong. And of course, we're looking for vocabulary links to connect the text in the article to the questions. So let's find out what the answers are and why. So the first question is, according to the text, social networks and then are being used by businesses for marketing, are about friendships, can damage business reputations, advertise on business websites. The question refers to the text here. Now, this is quite a complicated text. And it says here that social networks can be beneficial for entrepreneurs and small businesses looking to expand their contact base. In other words, people that they talk to. And then it says this: these networks often act as a consumer relationship management tool for companies selling products and services. Now, if you're selling products and services or trying to sell products and services, you are marketing. So that's the vocabulary link here. So selling products and services means, or trying to, is the same as marketing. And so that's why the answer is correct here. And businesses is covered by entrepreneurs and small businesses. So that's the reason why number one are being used by businesses for marketing. What about question number 2? Why do advertisers like social network sites? Now, this question refers to this text here, and the answer we can find is here. Now, the advantage of using dedicated medical social networking sites. Now, that bit of text refers directly to the question. Why do advertisers like social network sites? Liking something links to the idea of advantage. And it says here is that these sites, that all of the members are screened against the state licensing board of practitioners, which means that it narrows down the people who are on that particular social network site, which means that they can have detailed information on each user, which allows targeted ads. And it says, and we get the idea of targeted ads here at the end. The role of social networks is especially of interest to pharmaceutical companies who spend 32% of their marketing dollars, and here's the key bit, attempting to influence the opinion leaders of social networks. So the opinion leaders are refers to the target of the targeted ads, and that's why the answer is this one here. For question number 3, what does the word few mean at the beginning of paragraph 6? And here is few here. Now, in order to understand exactly what few means, we've got to be aware of the context that follows. And that is to say that social networking is a relatively new service. It's not been firmly established in customers' minds. And then it says, hence they want large memberships, and charging for memberships would be counterproductive. In other words, it would work against their interests. So bearing that in mind, it says few social networks currently charge for money. So in this case, few means not many. And if we have a look at our answers, the only one that fits the same as not many is hardly any, which is some but not that much. So some would be perhaps more, only doesn't make any sense, not any is incorrect because some do, it's just some but a small amount. So in this case, it's hardly any. For question number 4, what should users not do on social networks? Now it says, and we find the answer here. On large social networking services, there have been growing concerns about users giving out too much personal information and the threat of sexual predators. Users of these services need to be aware of data theft or viruses. Why is that the case? As a perceived privacy threat in relation to placing too much personal information in the hands of corporations and government bodies. So the answer here, it does mention viruses in as far as talking about it here. It does say contact predators and the idea of sexual predators. Nothing here about uploading copywriting music, but the general theme is that if you put on too much information onto the internet, that's where you get into trouble, and that's why this is the answer. Personal information on social network sites. And now we refer to this text here. Personal information on social network sites can be used in court, gives a good description of the user's personality, is sold to the government, is translated into many languages. Now, it talks about being placed in the hands of government bodies, but nothing about it being sold to the government. Does it give a good description of the user's personality? It says it allows a profile to be produced on an individual's behaviour on which decisions may be taken. Okay, but there's nothing specific about it being a good description. It's translated into many languages. There was nothing really that says anything about being translated into languages. But in this case here, it says here, information posted on sites such as MySpace and Facebook has been used by police, probation, and university officials to prosecute users of said site. In some situations, content posted on MySpace, which is a social network site, has been used in court, which means that our answer is this one here. Now, number 6 is a general question based on the whole article. So it's a question which looks for the general theme of the article. It doesn't refer to any specific text in general, and we know that because all of the questions have to go in order in terms of text. The questions can't refer to text which has already been covered, so we can't go backwards in terms of information. We always have to go forwards. And with question number 5, we've reached the end of the text. So question number 6 is a question about the text as a whole. So, is social networking is great for groups of people separated over wide areas, academic organisations, people who write too much information about themselves, the law enforcement agencies. Now, it says that law enforcement agencies use the information. Is it great for them? I don't think so. People who write too much information, rather the opposite. Academic organisations, it says that it's useful for the organisations, but the general theme of the text is that social networking is great for groups of people separated over wide areas. And that, in my opinion, is why it's the answer. I hope you were able to follow me as I was going through the answers. If you've got any questions or want to know a little bit more or want me to explain perhaps in a different way why the answers are the answers, please leave a comment below. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. I'm happy to have that conversation as well. And remember to check out my YouTube channel where there are plenty more exercises for you to practice your reading skills and your skills in general to get you ready for the FCE and indeed the CAE exam. Okay, I'll see you again soon.